And we're back on Central Valley Talk. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I'm Mike Scott, joined now by Debra Slaybaugh, who's going to tell us about horses, equine assisted learning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Welcome.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here and share the information that I have about horses.
I love horses.
Horses are
magnificent animals.
They are. They have gifts beyond just being magnificent. They have great gifts that they can share with us as human beings and help us in an alternative to in a mental health type capacity, as well as helping people with physical disabilities.
Explain that. How does your, it's a nonprofit we're going to talk about first, right?
Right. I have a nonprofit. I have a for-profit. They both do the equine assisted learning work. I got my nonprofit was finalized through the feds at the end of December.
Wasn't that a fun process to go through?
It took me almost 7 months.
Yeah.
7 months to get through that process. But now that I have all that, I'm ready to start putting out my programs. I have 3 specific populations that I want to deal with. One are veterans, one is cancer survivors, and one is youth at risk. And all 3 of those populations are ones that I think really can benefit from the service that I have to offer, but they're the ones who are going to be in the least likely place to be able to afford the service. And so I really want to get this opened up and get this out there so that people can take advantage of the work. And the way I operate, as opposed to, most people know about therapeutic riding. And therapeutic riding is actually, you can use it for mental health and you can also use it for physically disabled, but it works with physically disabled people. It actually promotes actual physical changes in their body to help them. The equine assisted learning really kind of takes it a next level to almost, it's an alternative modality for mental health. And the way the horses do that is they're a prey animal. You know what a prey animal is, right? Basically means if they don't know what's in their environment, they die. So they have this very honed skill of knowing what is in their environment. And through that, they will, in a sense, by their behaviors and how they interact with a person, mirror some of what's going on for that person back to them. So
for a veteran, how would that work?
They can work with it a number of ways. Some veterans like to learn the skills, which would be more along the therapeutic riding. Other ones really want to hone in on being able to work with emotions, reconnect, and they can really kind of get into that with the horse. Your horse is about as clean a slate as you're going to get. So when you're working with a horse, you're working with an animal that is only seeing you as you are right there. They have no preconceived notions about you. They don't care if you're rich, poor, fat, ugly. They don't care. They care in what you are when you come there. And what we are as a society, including veterans, is we've been taught you don't have emotion, you don't listen to your intuition, you don't listen to yourself. And our bodies are actually very highly attuned to what goes on in our environment. We all think we communicate through our talking. That's not really true. Research shows nonverbal, 75 to 90%, depending on the study, says we communicate nonverbally. We communicate through body energy and we communicate through body language. So that's what the horses pick up on. So if you're a person who's had a serious trauma, you tend to be kind of disconnected. And so by learning to reconnect into your body, because you have to talk to a horse on their level. And their level is, this means nothing. But if you're actually coming at them from a true place in yourself, that's when they're going to connect to you. That's when they're going to react with you. That's when you're going to get that interaction that creates that magic. And believe it or not, for most people, the hardest thing for them to do is stay in that place. They want to go back up to their head. Why doesn't the horse like me? Why isn't this happening? What's going on? Well, okay, I'm learning all this new stuff. And so it's really hard to just settle people down and teach them to learn to read their own body signals so that when they are interacting with the horse, they have that reaction and relationship, and that relationship can then start showing them things about themselves. Because if you're really angry, so I'm smiling at you, I'm laughing, I'm talking, and I'm so angry I could scream. But I'm very nice. Okay, the horse is going to know I'm so angry I could scream. And they're going to start reacting. And so you can't hide it from me, because as the coach and the facilitator, I'm going to watch my horse. And if all of a sudden my horses are biting and kicking each other, I'm going to be looking at you saying, okay, is there something going on for you right now? Do people react this way around you? Is this kind of something that happens? And so I can start picking up, because I know my horses so well, I can pick up what they're doing, and I can kind of bring that back to you. What's going on with you right now? Where are you at? And then I can translate that into, if they're really super angry and they don't want to maybe be in a place where they're inappropriately having an outburst, you have to learn how to practice to change a habit, right? We all have habits. And our bodies actually have auto responses to things. And so by being able to recognize what that feels like in your body before you automatically lash out, say something you shouldn't say. Maybe you can feel, I'm getting this tightness in my chest. Okay, I need to stop and count to 5. Okay. Now maybe I can change that behavior. And you can actually work with that with the horses in a very safe, quiet, private place. My facility's on 40 acres. I'm off in the middle of a dirt road. And so I have a very quiet, nature-like, private space to come and work with these animals. So you're safe, it's private, you're developing a relationship with the horse who's not going to judge you with any kind of preconceived notions. They're going to kind of turn around and help you see what's going on for you. And then when you want to change that, we can work with activities and exercises with the horse where you get to practice some of those changes that you want to make, so that then you can start implementing those out in your real life. And there's many studies out there now that are actually beginning to show that your interaction with a horse actually does create a physical change within your body. They do connect with you on an energetic, physical level, and you can really work with them for change. And I'm doing this because I did it. I went through it. That was my personal journey into all of this. And so I can stand there and say, I know the impact it has. I've been there, I've done it. And if it can change me, it can change anybody. Because I'm the rock. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer by day.
Horse rider by night.
Horse rider by night. And through that, I was very hard-lined. I didn't believe in that stuff. It couldn't possibly work. There was no way that could benefit me. If I was going to get help, it was traditional therapy. And so I finally got to my breaking point in the job that I do, because I'm a family law attorney, and it's very stressful and emotional. And I finally got to a place where I realized I needed to find something else, because my body was just, I was in pain, I was fatigued, I was miserable, and nothing was helping me. And so I finally broke down and said, I need to look at something different. And I tried this. And in my own personal healing and journey, I got more out of the working with the horses than I ever did with a therapist. And all the aches and pains and the fatigue, after I started doing this work and really started seeing what I needed to do and what I needed to do to help myself, I don't have it anymore. It's gone. It's gone.
And now you're sharing that with other people.
And I'm sharing that. And so when that certification came up, I went ahead. I have an equine guided learning certification through Medicine Horse Ranch. I have got my level 2 EGALA, which is a form where you do it with an equine specialist and a mental health professional together can work with people. And then I'm also at this point in time working with PATH, which is a therapeutic riding, a nationwide therapeutic riding. And I'm working on, I have my equine specialist there, and I'm, by the end of the year, hoping to have a therapeutic riding instructor certification so that I can combine a lot of what I've learned with the therapeutic riding, because I think the two of them together have a lot of benefits, especially with children. The riding and the skills with the children is extremely helpful for them. They learn a lot. I volunteer now at Happy Trails in Tulare County, which is a PATH certified facility, and we're working with youth at risk that come through the Tulare County Mental Health Department. So we're doing equine facilitated psychotherapy with them and watching these kids who come through that and watching the transformation that they can make in their relationships with the horses and people and their communication skills and their ability to kind of come out and trust again has just been absolutely phenomenal. And they use more of the riding, so I'd like to be able to use that with the people that I work with as well.
A lot of the people that could benefit from this, as you said, veterans, kids at risk, may not have a lot of money. And since you're a nonprofit, and since horses are very expensive to take care of, who's paying the bills? How are you financing this whole project?
Me.
All
Right
those
now-
years of attorney work.
Yeah, right. Actually, right now, I'm financing it, and I'm hoping, now that we have the 501c3 up and running, that we'll be able to start taking donations.
Have some
And then
fundraisers?
We'll have some fundraisers, we'll be, accepting donations from people who want to provide donations. And then right now, I'm in search of a grant writer, so I'm hoping to get a grant writer on board that can help me start locating some grants to be able to do some of this work, because I think the people that need help are ones that a lot of us can get behind, because, our veterans served our country. They deserve help, and they deserve to get the help they choose to get. And if that's not the VA and that's not working with a mental health professional, but it's working with horses, they need to be given that opportunity. And cancer survivors, they go through their process, and when they kind of get done with all their chemotherapy, they're just kind of left to recover and repair. And after having my mom and one of my best friends go through it, that's a pretty mentally destroying process, as well as physically destructive. And it's an outlet, and it's a great benefit for them to have a way to just kind of be at peace and get on, try to find a way to start their new life. And the youth at risk, we need to save kids. I watch them
No
get
question.
destroyed in my family law practice, and they need that opportunity. They need that opportunity when they're young to be able to heal and become good and productive people like they can be. And they all deserve that, and I know they don't have the money, and that's why I went ahead with the nonprofit, and I'll do what I need to do to put these programs out there, because those people need it and they deserve it. And I think we can all get behind those populations.
All right. Real quickly before we go, you also have the profit side of this business.
Yes.
How does that work?
I have a for-profit side for those people who can afford it.
If I just want to go horseback riding, I can come out and...
No, actually, it's equine assisted learning.
Oh, okay.
Because you can use it. A lot of people use it for, depression, or just really being stuck in life and really just wanting to learn more about themselves.
Okay. How much are those sessions?
Those sessions are $100 for 90 minutes. And then I will also do group sessions, and I can custom put together a group session. And then what I'm doing for education, because I'm the only one I know of in this valley doing this work, I offer what I call demo days. And I have 2 more scheduled so far. I have one set for April 16th and one set for May 21st, and that is no charge. And people can come out and they can hear about why I do what I do. We can talk about what I do, and then I have some exercises that they do, and they spend some time working with the horses so they can get a really good foundational feel for what this work is all about, because really right now it's a lot of education. This is very popular in Northern California, Bay Area, Southern California, but it's not really here. And so nobody does it here, so it's a great niche, but nobody knows what I'm talking about, so I'm having to do a lot of educational work.
Well, hopefully that's what we've done today.
I hope so. I really hope so.
All right, Deborah. So how can folks find out more about what you do? Do you have a website, phone number, address?
For my profit, it is called Journey with Namaste, and it's at the journeywithnamaste.com. And I also have a Facebook page for Journey with Namaste, so people can go check out what's going on there. For the nonprofit, I'm still working on the website, but I do have a Facebook page, and that is the Center for Equine Assisted Recovery and Healing. And so if you can go there, you can like that page, and then you can see I try to post a lot of really neat articles and information about, what equine assisted learning can do for people. And I'll be publishing about my programs, and on the Facebook page for Journey with Namaste, I'm always posting when I'm doing demo days and information about people who've been through those, so that people can really start getting a feel for what's going on. So if anybody wants to, go like the page. I should have a donate now button on the nonprofit page very soon. But for anybody who'd like to donate, they can email me directly at Debra@journeywithnamaste.com. And then we can work from there, or they could send a payment in if they would like to 516 West Shaw Avenue, Suite 200, Fresno, California, 93704.
Lots of ways.
Lots of ways.
To reach Debra Slaybaugh. Thank you for coming in today. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much
When
for
do you
having me on
find
the show.
time to do your attorney stuff? That's what I want to know.
A
This
couple
could
of
be
days a
full-time.
week. I know. I do 3 days of work, and I usually work 14-hour days.
Wow.
And then I spend one day down in Tulare working with the kiddos down there in Tulare at Happy Trails, and then I do this work Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So
It is awesome.
I keep myself full.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again for coming in today. Debra
All right.
Slaybaugh, Equine Assisted Learning, right here on Central Valley Talk.